I think a lot of people are worried because of certain attachments or detachments, because of certain rituals or habits that they might be addicted, like I'm addicted to coffee or I'm addicted to my phone or I'm addicted to whatever else. Okay, well, now that we've laid some of the groundwork and talked about our human dependency and how our relationships and our interactions with material things ought to mediate a healthy dependency upon God and others that begets freedom, we're in a position where we can talk about addiction and say what addiction effectively is it's a disorder or it's a subversion of the hierarchy of goods such that we are bound or enslaved to lower things, which make it difficult for us to embrace higher things and complicate, like our human narrative, our human story. So we want to be careful about the particular things and the particular persons with whom we're in relationship or with whom we have these exchanges, if it begets like a kind of chemical or, like ritual, or like what would the word for that be?
Like a behavioral
kind of dependency of an unhealthy sort or of a disorderly nature. So maybe take us through some of those things.
When we're now zeroing in on addictions, I think it's important for us to look at where that precisely is in the human faculties. When we're talking about addictions, we're actually talking about it within the will. So human person, intellect, will, passions, like the addictions are within the will. And as you said, there's a few different types, right? We look at a chemical dependency as like a dependence on a certain, chemical intake. So whether it be narcotics or alcohol or things like that. And then there are certain behavioral addictions, and that could be any variety of things that are, once again, taking away our humanity and taking away our freedom. And that's when we talked about freedom, like freedom in the will there. So when we look at those addictions, we're talking about something that has happened within the will and that has mitigated the free use of the will. So now we don't have the freedom to allow the intellect to direct the will, right? To allow the intellect to inform the will, and that will then to order us towards the good. So even though we know that this thing may not be good for us, or we know what the good should be, our will loses its capacity to act freely because of an addiction that has been introduced that has then lowered or disordered the will to such manipulated the will might be a better way to think about it, to that it doesn't have the freedom then to then make the good choice and the good action. And that's because of its dependency on either chemical or behavioral nature of it all.
Father Bonaventure, if you had to choose between getting Warby Parker glasses, subscribing to a YouTube channel, or flossing your teeth, what would you choose?
Oof. I guess, to be honest, subscribing to a YouTube channel.
See, folks, it's not as bad as flossing your teeth or getting Warby Parker glasses. Please subscribe to Godsplaining. Cheers.